ultimate power in the universe.
Last we will reveal ourselves.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. If you only knew the power of gods.
Here it comes.
Let's go.
You are now tuned into LightSaber Radio. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello there.
Welcome to LightSaber Radio, the most outrageous Star Wars show on the web. If you haven't already done it, make sure you smash that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you will be notified of all of our future episodes. Also, don't forget to press that like button. It helps get these videos in front of other Star Wars fans so they can get in on the outrageousness. So how's everyone doing today?
I'm doing good. Long day. Long day.
Star
We're
Wars
good.
team leader, Clint. What's going on, y'all?
What up, guys?
So today just sucked. It was a bad day. I didn't have a good day at all. I haven't had a good day for like the last 3 days because I just been driving, like all day long. Every day I'm just driving because people don't want to show up to work. It's just crazy. But we got some exciting things coming, guys.
Ooh,
And
man.
I hope you guys are ready. I mean, I really do. So over the next couple of weeks, we got some people coming on that's gonna do some things, hopefully, because you know people like to pull out at the last minute. We've had that happen several times now. So, Star Wars team leader said he broke my med finger at work. Oh, dude, middle.
Ooh. So you can't do this no more? Oh. Hey, you always got two, man. Hey, man, I can't say anything. I understand how you feel. I crushed this hand when I was bull riding, and it shattered this whole hand. So when I flip it off, it's like my hand's all goofy and shit. Because this one, you see, it's all perfect and like it works. And then you got this one, it's like, nah.
That's like every day I do that to my son, my youngest son. I'm like, hey, Junior. And then I just flip him off. He'd be like, really? I'm like,
Yo, no, you know what's fucked up though? You get like these really cool guys that you like work with. And how do you greet them, Kyle?
flip them
What
off.
up? What up? For no reason. Like I never understood that. And
It's a
getting
guy
in the
thing.
that and like getting in the construction field is way worse.
Hey,
Because you'll
anything that has to do
cat
with
call while you do it.
it's like anything that you do that has to do with just manual labor. We're just guys. We act like guys. Why do women call each other bitch all the time? Like I ain't never understood it. Y'all hate that word, but y'all call each other that constantly.
So like
I ain't never got it.
I watch my wife talk to my sister like that, like, bitch, shut up. But if I say it, I'm the biggest dick to walk the earth. How dare
Yeah, no,
I?
you can't say that. No, hell
Nope.
no, you can't say that.
Nope. But
No.
you can watch two women say it, and the second you say it, it's like, who are you talking to? This
There's just certain
controller,
words.
this Xbox
That's-
controller. It's such a bitch.
Yeah, you can't say that word. No,
Nope.
That's against all rules.
Yep.
Okay,
Whore,
so
whore.
today
like they call each other whore, but you say it is the worst thing in the world.
they be saying all kinds. Like, have
Yeah,
you
they
ever
say
noticed
some
how
mean shit to
hateful
each
women
other.
are to one another? They say some of the most call each other cunts and all kind of bad stuff. It's be like, what the hell?
And that's the thing, like they say it and then they laugh and giggle, but you know they hate each other secretly.
At least you think they do.
Yeah.
Sometimes they really love each other. You be like, what the hell's wrong with y'all, man? Y'all are special.
Or they get drunk and apologize. I'm so sorry I called you that. I didn't mean it. You know I didn't. You're my best friend. And then you next thing you know, one of them's fucking each other's boyfriend. You know, the real shit.
So Garrison's running a little bit late. He had class today, but he'll be here shortly. Hopefully he shows up. at least he messaged us and said he's gonna show up. But today we are talking about Star Wars Rebels Season 2, Episode 11, Legacy. And I have to say this from the bottom of my heart. This is the saddest freaking episode ever. Like, this episode is just sad. Like, why would they even make this episode? Like, dude, this is like, out of all the episodes, this is the worst episode, I think, of the whole series. It's just sad. Like, it ain't even that sad when Kanan gets took out. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry.
Well, Garrison's not
spoiler.
here. Garrison's not here, so we don't got to worry about that.
Yeah, but Clinton, Star Wars team leader, might not have seen it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just spoiling.
Yo, if your name is Star Wars team leader and you haven't watched Rebels, that's an issue. Clinton, I can see because it's just Clinton. But
that's messed up. Clinton, he didn't mean it. That
I didn't mean it anyways, but yeah, I did. Yeah, I meant that.
You know, yeah, Clinton said, I've seen all the Rebels. Clinton said, I feel like an asshole. I completely forgot to watch it. It's all right. This is the one where Ezra finds out that his parents are dead. You ain't missed it. If you've seen it before, you know it's kind of, yeah. It's just a messed up episode. Like, it's just sad. Like, God, why is this?
It played with your feelings so much because in the beginning it gave you so much hope.
Yeah,
like, oh,
and then it just crushes you.
And it's like, nope, sorry, I'm gonna hit you at 65 miles an hour with a freight train. Sorry,
like,
you're exploding.
And the way he says it, the way when the governor says it, he's like, They rallied everybody together, and then we were on this big escape plan, but they stayed behind to make sure everybody left, and then they didn't make it. Like, damn, that sucks. Like, why would you say it like that? That's just so hurtful.
I think the part that broke me the most is when he turned to Kanan and just
and cried in his arms.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's like, dude, that shit. I'm a grown man. There ain't too much that's going to hurt my heart, but that hurt my heart. I'm like, oh, man, Ezra, that sucks, man. Oh, I understand, man. My mom passed away, Ezra. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. You got a new family.
That still don't fix that issue, though. Like you feel really bad about it. You're like sitting there in your feels. You're like, this is fucked up. I don't want to sit like this. I don't like playing with emotions. This is garbage.
Yeah, it's not one of them. It's not one of the best moments. It was like, why? I don't know. It's like they had to explain it because they didn't do it in the other one with the what's his face? What's his Zebo? Yeah. They didn't do it in that episode. They never really told it. And then so they had to tell it, whether they were alive or whether they were dead. And like you said, they built up so much hope because he had the vision and he's like, oh, the Loth cat, oh, oh my God, my parents are alive. We gotta find them. Oh, they could be on 1,000 planets, but we're going to find them. I'm going to use the Force. And you just really think that they're going to find them. And then they find out that they're dead. Like, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, and that's the worst part is like when he finally realizes it. And it's like, oh, man, God damn you, Dave. Like, I got weepy-eyed. I was like, damn you, Dave. Why play with my heart like that? Because I was rooting for it. Because I didn't really remember this episode very well. So when I was watching it earlier, I was like, no, please don't.
Honestly, you tried to forget this episode.
That's real, though.
This episode is depressing. It's like, I want to forget this episode. When I was watching, I was like, oh, man, this is their one episode. Oh, man, this sucks. Like, I do not want to watch this episode. It's not a good episode.
It was a tearjerker, and I'm not. There was not a favorite part in this episode. Don't ask me what it is because there's nothing to me. Like it played with my feelings so much. I do have a
favorite part when Ezra gets mad and he's like running at the Inquisitors after he throws what's his face. Like he just his Force skills was and what did Zeb was like, that was very impressive. Like he just taking out everybody, like he was running right for the Inquisitors. Like that, once again, it goes back to why I'm a dark side user.
Like I said, I don't have a favorite part in this because it played with more of my emotions than it did making me laugh. And it was just like, cool. I don't want to have feelings. What are feelings?
Star Wars team leader said I couldn't just watch it. I had to watch the episode after. Me too. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I watched like 3 episodes. I had to get past that. It's just depressing, man. Because it's like, dude.
It built your hope.
We hope Garrison's here. Oh, there he goes.
What up, G Money? Why do you look like you're about to sell me a used shitty car?
A vacuum. That's what he was about to sell.
Yeah, yeah. He looks like he sells. Salesman. Yeah, he's a Kirby salesman.
He's a Kirby salesman.
Kirby sucks so bad they gotta go door to door to try to sell it.
Who? Hey man, nah, man. Have you Kirby's?
Yes, no, Kirby's are amazing, but they're overpriced for my taste.
Yeah, $1,500 for a vacuum? It's a vacuum.
Dude, I can buy-
Kirby's the dude from Mario that like blows up and sucks people in.
Yeah, that's who he was. That's who he was named after.
That's
But
where they
Kirby
got
is
the
a vacuum.
name. It's a vacuum.
It's a vacuum, a high.
Yo, he's showing his age, Kyle.
And they go door to door and sell Kirby vacuums. Now they just call you and try to set up an appointment to come to your house to shampoo your carpet, and then they try to sell you this freaking vacuum after they, suck the skin out of your freaking mattress and shit, and they be like, "Here, you want?" Yes, I've had
How
one
did y'all
come to my
get it?
house before. I let him shampoo a whole carpet and everything, and then buy shit.
Well, because I said you came in because I thought you were wearing a polo.
Oh no!
Like the angle you're at, it looked like a polo. I'm like, you look like you're about to sell me a shitty used car. Your hair's all slicked back. You're sweating. It looks like a polo.
So we know you was at school.
Yes.
So you didn't get to watch the episode, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, did you?
I watched it in
earlier?
between classes while I was walking in between classes. Yes. So if anybody from ASU saw like a guy just like running into people watching Star Wars on his phone, that was probably me.
Hey, was it what did you think of the episode? It was very depressing, huh?
I didn't think so. I mean,
You liked it. See, Garrison is the exact opposite on everything. On the great episodes, he's like, "Oh, it's okay." On this depressing ass, sad ass episode where they find out Ezra's parents is dead and all that, then he's like, "Oh, I didn't think that. It was a pretty good episode." Like, what, really?
Come on,
that shit made me want to cry.
It's like if someone you know dies, it's sad. But if someone you thought was dead anyways ends up being
Okay,
dead,
I
you're
get
like,
that.
oh well. It's like
But no.
if I found King Tut died. Well, I thought he was dead anyways. Good. Like, I don't care.
But that's King Tut, not your parents.
I don't know. It was just depressing.
Dick, have
I
a
don't know.
heart.
And then the way he cried into Kanan's arms, like he just Kanan, that shit was just sad. Especially because they built up the hope. That's what we were talking about. They built up the hope that his parents might still be alive, and then he's like, "No, they're dead." And he's like, "Oh, Kanan, it's just sad as shit."
It broke me, damn it.
It's the saddest episode ever in Rebels. Like, period. It's just sad. I ain't like it. So, I guess we'll just go over it now so everybody can kind of get an update and we can kind of update Garrison. So, we have the Major Domo is coming on from Book of Boba Fett is coming on the 3rd of September, our 100th episode. He's going to be joining us, hopefully. Hopefully they don't back out. I probably shouldn't be announcing this so damn soon because then somebody will be like, "I can't make it." And it's going to be like, "Oh, damn, that sucks. I already told everybody it was coming."
Well, if they don't believe us, we have the DMs to prove it.
Yeah.
I don't
Fight.
care if you believe us or not. Shit. But, yeah, he's supposed to be coming on. Then we have some other guests that are going to be coming on over the next couple of weeks. On the 10th, just to let you guys know, it will not be a live episode. We're going to be doing a recorded episode because we're actually recording that episode like a week prior. So you probably won't get a news and rumors that week because everybody got to work and do stuff because of the holidays. That's the sucky thing about me working for the city of Columbia. If we get a day off, we have to make it up on Saturday. So it's
trash.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I work
That's
for the
what he
trash
does.
company.
Your damn puns, Garrison. Shit.
So the 10th on the episode of September 10th, it will not be a live episode. It's going to be a recorded episode. But we have Shamila Diver. She played on Scandal. She was also the voice of Ursa Wren in Rebels and in the Clone Wars. So, and she's done a bunch of other stuff, but she's a super duper actor. So she's gonna be joining us, but we have to record the episode on the 4th. That's the only day that she has available. So the 4th, we'll record it on the 4th, and then on the 10th of September, it'll be coming out, which is that following Saturday. So just to let you guys know, if you're like, why are we not live? You know, that's the reason why we had to record it early, and I had to work, so it'll suck. Then we're working on getting some other people. Lex Lang, which is a super duper voice actor. I've been talking back and forth with him, so hopefully he'll be coming on here pretty soon. That dude's been in freaking every animated series and animated TV show ever in the history of time. Like that. Like if you go look at his IMDb, you'll be like, holy crap, is there anything that this dude hasn't been in? This dude is like the D. Bradley Baker of anime. He's been in everything. So hopefully he'll be coming on. So yeah, we're trying to get some stuff going. We're trying to have some fun with a lot of different actors, bring them on. We're working on a bunch of stuff. Like I said before, I basically emailed, direct Instagram messaged, or Twitter messaged every single Star Wars actor, voice actor, book writer, freaking ILM person on the planet. So we're trying to get some people in here to give us more of a outlook behind the scenes type thing. We want to know what it was like to work on some Star Wars projects. So we got all that stuff going on. Plus we got I think Saturday, I don't know if he's gonna be able to come on, but we got why can't I think of his name? But he's from KDTV, and he's done a bunch of stuff. Not so much in Star Wars. He's a Star Wars fan, so he just hit us up and asked if he could come on the show and talk some Star Wars with us. So we're trying to get him up for this Saturday, so it'll be kind of cool if he comes on.
Dope.
So that's kind of like the outcome of the way things is looking right now, just to give you guys an update on everything. But there's something that is kind of important that we get to, because there's an Andor clip that was released.
Oh, yes.
And we are going to watch it and give you guys our reaction to it, because I haven't watched it, and I didn't watch it because I didn't want to know what happened. I want to give you guys my real reaction to the clip.
I haven't seen it. I didn't even know a clip dropped, so this is going to be new for me too.
Okay, so that's great. None of us has watched this, so you're going to get a true reaction from this.
Oh, shit. Here we go. No promises.
So let's go ahead on and give it a gander.
So which is it? I know Bix has a game. I know you bribe quartermasters to leave valuables on the ships before they come in for scrap, but this isn't that. This isn't something to let pass.
No. I went in and got this myself.
How? How's that possible? It was sealed on the Imperial Naval Base in Steergard.
Okay, gotta stop right there, cause why does this just look good? Like, it really looks like, because
the
it's
camera, the panning, everything
darker.
is smooth.
And it doesn't look all freaking, it just looks normal. Like, it looks normal. You don't see camera shaking. Oh, man, I hope they don't do none of that camera shake crap.
I mean,
There's
just
been a
from
lot
this
of
one
people that's doing it.
Yeah, just from this one scene, it seems more serious, more maybe darker.
It's gritty. It's got a grittier feel to it.
Gritty. That's a good, yeah. Not as like Disney-ish.
It's not clean, not cleaned up, and it's not it's desensitized. You know, it's not for. This is not for fucking kids. I'm just gonna say it. It's not. It's not gonna be. For
I hope
kids.
not.
I hope not. Like, what? Does anybody know the rating on this? Have they put the rating out on this shit?
No, they have not.
Ooh,
like if it's at least PG-13.
I think they're gonna have a private screening and let certain people like in the company watch it.
Well, I think that they have to. Don't they have to send stuff to like the little people that rate this stuff?
Yeah, well, yeah, you're gonna
that does that.
Yeah, you're gonna have them sit in, and some of the companies sit in, and then they all come together and agree upon it.
Because this, I mean, and then he's talking about stealing, so it's not like this is not something that's going to be, you know.
What?
According to this, it says TV mature.
Oh.
Well, TV mature. What is TV mature when it comes to the actual grading? Like, is it PG?
Yeah. Have you seen Yellowstone?
TVMA. So 17.
So it's rated R.
Yeah. So have you seen Yellowstone? Yellowstone is TVMA. That's the same rate. In Yellowstone, there's sex scenes and people dying. So this is gonna get. This might be.
We know the Andor. Remember in Rogue One, he shoots that dude in the very beginning. He just kills him and leaves him there for the stormtroopers to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He just cold-blooded murdered him. You know what I'm saying? He just murders
according to
that guy.
Disney,
So
according to Disney Plus, though, that was according to like a website that like is for parents. According to Disney Plus's website or Disney's website, it says TV-14.
So it's PG-13 and basically.
Yeah.
Which is still better. I mean, then there can be killing and certain swear words that can be used.
And
within
light
the,
sexual activity, nothing.
Yeah.
You don't see boobies or
but
butts.
it's still better than freaking like G-rated. Like, dude, really, Andor's
Yeah.
G-rated? I would have been bad as hell. Like, oh, this is gonna be garbage. You really put Andor like, dude, in Rogue One, he kills a dude in the first, 2 minutes of the movie.
In the alleyway, nonetheless.
Yeah,
The
he
guy's
just
freaking out,
shoots
and he
that
like
dude.
leans into him and shoots him.
Cold-blooded murdering, and in this, he's talking about breaking into an Imperial whatever and stealing something. And I like the dude that's playing his counterpart in the scene, the dude from Thor. I like this
Yeah,
dude.
the doctor.
He's a pretty good actor. All right,
Or the professor / doctor.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, ain't he like a professor of phenomenon
astrophysics or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. So you know that he's from the Rebels. You can just tell right there because he's buying something from Andor. Andor, I don't think at this point Andor's part of the Rebel Alliance yet. So he's probably like a general or somebody within the Rebel Alliance, and he's trying to buy stuff, and then I'm guessing that he's going to be recruiting Andor to become part of the Rebel Alliance.
No,
That's it.
he's the guy who got brainwashed by Loki. He's working for Loki.
I need the Tesseract.
All right.
Jesus.
He's a good actor, though.
Yeah, he is. No, he's great.
He played crazy in the movie and Possessed and all that. Really, in the Thor movies, really good.
In Thor: The Dark World, I love that he's running around in his underwear, writing equations.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else happens.
Look, you got the money, I got the box. What else is there to talk about?
I'll give you another 1,000 credits to tell me how you got it.
Another 1,000.
Done. How?
Okay, that's just very, very serious right there. When you're gonna pay somebody an extra 1,000 credits just to tell you how they stole it. That's pretty good right there. Just
That's cool. Yeah.
I'll
a
give
good
you another
payday.
1,000 just to tell me how you did it. I think that's pretty good. I think, yeah, there's something about Andor that's just Cassian is just. There's something dope about him. I don't know, man. The more and more I see stuff about this, the more and more I'm excited to watch it. I just have a feeling it's going to be way more like The Mandalorian than it's going to be like the Book of Boba Fett or Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to be some kind of like criminal for hire or something, and then that's how he gets involved.
Well, I mean, at this point, ain't that how everybody gets involved inside?
Does he
Everybody,
legal
Han
things?
Solo's a criminal.
But at the same time, he isn't he supposed to be in this fight since he was 7 years old or something? So,
Well, I mean, he could be fighting against the Empire, but he might not have been a part of the Rebel Alliance. He could have been a pirate or, you know what I'm saying? Well, as we see, he's a thief. So, that doesn't necessarily mean that he was,
I don't judge employment opportunities. I mean,
everybody's a criminal, man. Like, Han Solo's a criminal, Poe's a criminal. You know what I'm saying?
that's true.
what kills me
Everybody's
is
a
like
freaking criminal before they started. Before
were a
they got
spice
part of
runner?
the Rebel Alliance. That's like we transfer criminals into rebel generals. That's what they do. That's what the Rebel Alliance
I
does.
bet you that's that advertisement. You got felonies? We want you.
Instead of the Empire propaganda, that's their propaganda.
Yeah, you got 3 active felonies? We want you.
Will nobody hire you because your numerous sexual assault charges? Well, no worries. Just come join the rebellion.
And we'll give you an 11-game suspension and put you back on the field. Yes, I took a shot. So fuck off.
All right.
Oh, that was a lot of shade.
You just walk in like you belong.
Takes more than that, doesn't it?
What, to steal from the Empire? What do you need? A uniform, some dirty hands, and an Imperial toolkit. They're so proud of themselves. They don't even care. They're so fat and satisfied. They can't imagine it.
Can't imagine what.
That someone like me would ever get inside their house, walk their floors, spit in their food, take their gear.
Ooh.
I'm telling, spit in their food. This dude was spitting it.
I can see him hawking a mean ass loogie in like a captain's dinner.
That's just jacked up. He spit in their food.
But I'm excited because for him to talk about that, they're so fat, they're so proud. I can spit in their food and they don't even notice. Like, I'm excited to see what the living in the Empire is like. Like, we've seen bits and pieces, but I'm excited to see like the brutality of the Empire.
And this is like,
you know what I mean?
You know, the Death Star is almost done type, you know, situation. So this is right before Rogue One. So we know that, you know, they're like, you know, they're working on it and everything, and they're just setting up their big and fat. They've been in power for a while. They've been in power for almost 20 years at this point, or roughly around, what, 18 years? 17, 18 years at this point. So they sitting on their high horses. For him just to say, they would never expect me to just walk in. They're too proud. They're too powerful for just nobody to walk in and just steal their shit. I think, like, I don't know. I'm excited about Andor. I don't know. I wasn't at first. I wasn't like one of those people. I was like, I'm not. I'll watch it because it's Star Wars, but I'm not super. I'm like way more excited about this the more that I watch stuff and the more that I learn about Andor. It's really exciting me. Like, oh man, what's gonna happen? Type stuff.
I don't know. I liked that scene. Like I said, it was gritty. It was like a back alley transaction. It was just.
CJ likes those back alley transactions.
Hey man, what I do to pay my bills is none of your business. So back off, Garrison. You go to college, I do dirty things in an alley. We're not the same.
I just, you know, it just looks way more like grunge. It looks way more realistic. It doesn't look all CGI'd, and which I know there's going to be CGI stuff in there. I know they're going to put special effects in there.
It just doesn't look forced.
Yeah,
it doesn't
look
like a pushed scene. It was like it looked like it was so fluent and natural in that discussion.
You know, guys got AKs and, you know, stuff like that. In the episode, it looks more realistic. It looks more real world than it does.
Except for that AK shit.
Well, you got to think about it. You know, you got to think about who made the gun. You know,
Yeah,
Smith & Wesson could have made their blasters.
My hopes are pretty high for this, just because they don't have as much to lose. With Obi-Wan, you have a character that people know, and so there's stuff that you can mess up. It's in between two really known periods. There's stuff that can mess up. This is a previously unknown character. Like, we know him from Rogue One, but before that, we know very little about him. So there's very little risk. I feel like there's a lot they can do with him. There's a whole bunch of different directions they can go, and so I feel like, you know, this might be a good idea. This might end up being a good show.
I just think that it's going to be more, and you got to look at the time period. This is right before A New Hope. Rogue One was pretty. I think that's one of the reasons that Rogue One was so good, because it was just like, it didn't have a lot of special effects. It didn't have a lot of that, you know, the CGI stuff in there. It just was more one-on-one, actual actors playing out the part, and it had a good story. And that's what made it so good. That's what made it, you know, within the top, you know, my top 3 Star Wars movies. And I think that I think they're following that role model in this series, and I think that it's going to be really, really good. I think that they're really going to nail it on the head, and it's showing us something that we haven't seen before. We don't know what the Rebels was. I mean, we know from Rebels, but we don't know what was really going on in underground, like how they were getting their ships, and well, I mean, we kind of know Princess Leia was, you know, Bail Organa was, you know, having
and
them
the
give
Rebels
ships,
was like a kid's show that really just followed those characters, it didn't give us a huge picture of the Rebel Alliance. I feel like this is going to be more gritty and it's going to give us a more realistic look at the Rebels and the Empire.
And like, you know, how the Empire thought of themselves at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we're untouchable. Can't nobody mess with us. We're in control of everything. We done enslaved everybody. We done took over the entire galaxy. And this little bitty, I think it's going to be like, it's really going to show us the hope that was back in the back end side of that. We don't see that grittier side of, you know, the Rebel Alliance. Because like you said, Rebels, you know, it's still a child's cartoon. It was made for children. It showed us some stuff that was going on, had more to Jedi. But I think this is going to be more, I wonder if they're going to have any Jedis in here.
I kind of hope not.
Just because, well, what's his face in Rogue One, they haven't seen no Jedis, and he's like, you know, the Jedi, and, you know, how they haven't seen none. So I'm wondering if this is at a point that, like, all the rest of them are really dead by this point, and, you know, you got Yoda and Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan's waiting on Luke, and Yoda just chilling, and that's all that's left, really.
Yeah, I think
Well,
one
you
of the big
also have
things.
Cal Kestis, though.
Yeah, but Cal Kestis is not like, I don't know, he could pop up in it. I mean, it's
It
possible.
would make sense because you got to think he's fighting the Inquisitors. I don't know.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like in A New Hope, the way Han Solo talks about Jedi is like hokey. What does he say? Something
Hokey
old
religions.
Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no
Thank
good
you, CJ.
for
Yes.
Don't compare to a
that-
good blaster.
Yeah, for that opinion to become mainstream, like Jedis need to die out. So Order 66, I'm not a big fan of a bunch of Jedis surviving Order 66 because the more and more Jedis, the more and more Jedis are going to be kind of like, oh yeah, I've seen Jedis before. Oh yeah, Jedis are a thing. The less characters that are exposed to Jedis, the more Jedis become that hokey religion instead of like a real thing. And
Well,
so I
Cal
like the
Kestis
idea.
could be in there. It's
Yeah,
because he's kind of in the time period. But you also got to say, you got to think about there's a lot of different planets. So they might not have seen him. You know, like what's his face? He knows of the Jedi, and he knows of the Force, but he doesn't know, like, it doesn't really, well, I mean, first off, he's blind. So, you know,
He wouldn't have known. He could have bumped shoulders into one.
So, but I think that, I don't know, man. I would kind of like to see, you know, maybe one, you know, show up, you know, maybe Cal or Mace or somebody just show up. That would be a good place to bring Mace Windu out, like right before he gets killed again, because you know they're gonna kill him off fast whenever they bring people back, except for Maul. They die quickly.
Maul died.
Yeah,
Maul
but it
died?
took him
Maul
freaking 9 freaking. Well, what was it? 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You know what I'm saying?
He still died.
Yeah, he died at the very end. But
one thing that I do hope happens in this show is, you know, that comic book scene where, because I want to see Darth Vader again. You know that comic book scene where Darth Vader's surrounded by rebel soldiers and they're like, "Stop, Darth Vader, you're surrounded." And he goes, "All I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men." And he just goes beast mode on him. I
Oh
want to see
man,
that.
that would be a killer moment. That would be a good way to put Hayden in a show.
I don't know.
I know we're going to see Darth Vader in this. We have to see Darth Vader in Andor.
And I hope I see that scene. I want to see more.
I guarantee we're going to see Darth Vader and we're going to see the Emperor in here. At some point or another, we're going to see both of them in here.
I hope so. I hope we see just...
Well, just because in that one interview with Hayden, he said that they filmed a lot of other scenes other than Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he didn't say what those scenes were. So I'm thinking they had to be for Andor.
Or Ahsoka.
They could be for, well, I mean, they could be for Ahsoka, but because he never said that him or Vader did it. Because if he comes in Ahsoka, I'm pretty sure he's going to be coming as Hayden. He's not going to come back as Vader. He's going to come back as Hayden. So, I mean, it's a possibility that he could do both. But I think I can almost guarantee we're going to see the Emperor and we're going to see, you know, Vader
the
in
Emperor
the
too,
Andors.
though?
I think we're going to see
We're gonna get a double whammy. You really feel like we're gonna get?
I think we're gonna see the Emperor because at some point he got to be like the Emperor. Got to be like, hey man, we just getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? The Rebel Alliance is growing. We're getting robbed, and Vader go handle that or something, and then Vader be like, yes, master, or just something. You know, I guarantee we're gonna probably see both of them in there.
I wouldn't be mad, but I won't be upset if we don't.
And you got to realize this is when the Emperor is in his most powerful state. Like he is the most powerful at this point. Like he's the Emperor. So to see Palpatine in this, I think would be perfectly natural to see this, especially because leading into Rogue One. We do see the Senate. Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah. Holy crap. Oh my gosh.
Like, dude, I think this is gonna be like. I just have this feeling that this is gonna be like one of the best things. And the writers that wrote on this is excellent writers. They're all really good writers. From what I've read about them, they're really good. They're Star Wars fans. They're not just some random guys that they just got to write. Here, some Disney writers write this shit. You know, they're actually Star Wars fans. So I think this is going to be a very good TV show. Yeah. I really do. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to put us.
I think it has potential. I think it has potential to put Star Wars back on the right track.
Well, I mean, it's just so hard with Boba Fett and Kenobi. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because, like you said, these are well-known characters. You can't make Boba Fett a good guy. It just doesn't work. And you can't make a whole series about Obi-Wan that's about Reva. We didn't even see Obi-Wan that much. We seen Reva more than we seen Obi-Wan. So, and Leia more than we seen Obi-Wan. Now, Leia, I can see Leia a little bit more, but Obi-Wan has to be the main character, and it wasn't. Reva was the main character. And it just didn't tell the story that we expected to hear. I wanted to see, like, it's messed up for me to say this, but I wanted to see more of Obi-Wan being in misery and hurt over, the loss of Anakin. You know, I wanted to see that. I agree with that.
I really have to agree with that due to the fact that, like, we didn't get that moment, like, in the book where he's just mentally breaking and having these trauma-filled flashbacks. Yeah. We got him in the cave kind of breaking down a little bit.
He just had a bad dream. He wasn't really breaking down, though.
If you want to see that, honestly, like, the best place to see that is, like, fan-made videos where, like, fans compile, like, different scenes from, like, A New Hope and then the prequels. And
there's a good one. It's just called Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And it starts off like that. Awesome it uses the scenes from when Ewan McGregor played Jesus in a movie, but because he's backpacking through the desert and it kind of looks like Tatooine, and then it pans up to him looking up, and you hear Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and then it just clicks into all the shit he went through with Anakin and the Clone Wars and stuff.
I mean,
it's a really emotional video.
Because honestly, like, reading the book, and I like, if there's another series that comes out that there's a book before that, I'm hopefully that I haven't read the book because it's not gonna. The book is way better than the series. But like, when you read the book and you see the turmoil that he goes through and just the heartache and how he is able to overcome it. You know, it just takes time and it just takes training and it just takes all the stuff learning to let go. You know,
even
like,
in the
we
book,
didn't ever even see him like really, really cry. Like, we didn't see that. And in the book, he's like bawling because he killed his best friend, his like son, and he had to kill him because he believes that he's dead. And it just there's just so much heartache and pain there. It really gave you the fundamentals of who Obi-Wan Kenobi really is. You know, and then it also shows you that the Jedi are not just some mythological, beings that just don't have no emotions at all. That they have emotions, that they have feelings, and it really made him more like a real man instead of, some mythological something like they do so much with the Jedi. It really showed his emotions. It really showed it kind of left you like right where Revenge of the Sith was at when he was crying after he killed Anakin. He said, "You were my brother, Anakin." It really gave you that type of feeling in the book.
It made you feel like a human.
Yeah.
It really did. Like this didn't. The show didn't, but the book made you. It made you feel the pain. Like every time you like when he'd talk about it, you could feel the pain personally of like losing a best friend or losing a family member that meant the world to you, just tragically in a shitty situation. It made you feel it.
And I don't know, it just from the stuff that we've looked on Andor and just the stuff that I've seen that has to do with the Andor with the trailer and this clip and stuff, it seems like this is going to have a lot more emotion in it, a lot more, that driving factor that's driving the rebels to beat the Empire. I think we're going to have a lot more of that, and I think the story is going to be way better. So I just think that I really think, and this is something that I believe that this is really going to be a good series. Hopefully, I'm not disappointed. Hopefully they, and I kind of agree with Garrison. What makes the Mandalorian so good is it's an unknown character, so everything that they do is like a surprise to you. Andor's not, Cassian is not really a well-known characters. He played a part. He wasn't even like the main character in Rogue One. He was like, the backup to the lead. So it gives us way more. And I think Disney will do a better job because their character, instead of going off of the fan favorite characters like Obi-Wan in the Book of Boba Fett or Boba Fett.
And I'm really excited to see because in Andor or in Rogue One, this character is so totally devoted. Like he's willing to die, like no problem, and he's willing to kill people, no problem, for this rebel cause. So I'm excited to see what is causing that dedication and what's kind of like giving him that motivation.
And I think that that's one of the things we will learn in this. I think we're going to learn way more the backstory of him. I mean, it's called Andor. It's based on him. So I think that we're going to find out a lot more about him. We're going to find out a lot more about the Rebel Alliance and how they're coming together. And we're going to find a lot more about the way the Empire is operating during this time period.
For me, I think this show has a lot of potential. And then if it fails, if it doesn't end up being good, it'll just be like, whatever. Instead of the kind of disappointment I feel like some of us might have felt with earlier shows.
So we got any news or rumors? I got one thing.
Okay.
I have one thing, but it's not Star Wars related, but it's Disney related.
Okay, what is it?
They're tearing down Cinderella's castle at Disneyland and Disney World after 50 years.
What?
Why would they do that?
Don't know.
Like
But,
people go to, like, when you see Disneyland, that's what you
it's
think
their
of.
fucking
Disney
logo.
World. Yeah, like that don't make no sense. Disney is stupid. They just be doing random stupid shit.
Yep, it was confirmed. At first, I thought it was a spoof because one park is Disneyland's been open for 68 years, something like that, and Disney World has been open for like 54, 53. And I was like, oh, it's a spoof because that was one of the first things that was built was Cinderella's castle.
Well, ain't Cinderella like one of the oldest characters in Disney?
It
Like,
goes
that doesn't make no
Cinderella,
sense.
Snow
Why would
White.
they do that? That's just
Well, it's technically the oldest character is Steamboat Willie, but
Star Wars team leaders. Disney suicide is just to piss people off just because they can. I agree with you on that.
yes, I do too.
They just,
But no, when I saw it the first time, like I said, I thought it was a spoof. I was like, nah, the park's been open for way too long. It's been longer than that. The 50th anniversary of Cinderella's Castle, that was like 5 years ago for Disney World, and it'd be like 20-something years ago for fucking Disneyland. And then it's all over TikTok. People are losing their minds because Disney's confirmed it.
I bet you with the fan response to Disney, just Disney fans in general, that they might change their mind. You know how much backlash
they're doing it. I think they're doing it to get an increase on park sales.
Well,
I think it's a lie.
Dude, you got gazillion dollars. Just buy some more land and build on to that shit.
They're already doing that.
Like, I don't understand what the purpose of tearing down Cinderella's, castle.
It's their logo. It is literally their logo. Every movie that we had watched, like
So
not Toy Story, but
Well, I'm sorry, I zoned out. Why are they getting rid of it exactly?
I don't think they are. I'm going to be real about it. I don't think they are. I think it's to get ticket sales up because everybody's going to want to come see it before they tear it down, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, just the increase in the popularity and the love for Cinderella's Castle made us change our mind."
That's actually a good point because with Disneyland, they said they were going to get rid of Thunder Mountain to build Star Wars Land.
And they didn't. They bought a whole plot out. They bought another 10 acres.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I could see it because literally it's in the center of Disney. Garrison, you went. Kyle, you went. It's in the middle. You literally pass through Cinderella's Castle, unless if you want to go to like the Louisiana Street, Bourbon Street, or whatever, and take the back way into Galaxy's Edge, which most people should do if you get a chance to go. It's really cool to hit the back way. But you go through Cinderella's Castle and all the princess stuff, and you take a left, and it leads you right into the First Order Bay. Like, you have to go through it to see a majority of the park. So that would be, for one, dumb, because you're going to close half the park down. You're going to have to get it torn down at both parks.
Dude, I don't think that would be Disney suicide because so many people, like every little girl wants to go to see, Cinderella's Castle. That's what they want to go see when they go to Disneyland. They don't want to go see, unless they're older or they're really into Star Wars. They want to go see Cinderella's Castle. They don't care about all the rest of the stuff in the park. They want to see.
Phoenix had 3 things she wanted to do. She wanted to meet Chewbacca. She wanted to meet Minnie Mouse, and she wanted to see the castle. She's 3. She's 3 and knew what she wanted. You're telling me that you're going to tear the focal point of the whole land, the thing that it was your logo for the last 75 years since the park was open?
Just look at like in general, even grown-ups, even grown women. Like if you go look on Instagram, grown women are taking pictures at Cinderella's Castle.
Tori and I took a photo right in front of the castle.
So it's like, dude, I just don't. That would be like freaking. I don't know. You never know what Disney's gonna do. They do so many disappointing things. I mean, come on, they're still pushing the stupid cruise, or the Galaxy Hotel, that dumbass thing. It costs way too damn much.
What's killing me about that, about all this, is like I said, it's been their logo. Every time you watch Disney, it did the shooting star over Cinderella's Castle. It was on Disney Channel before they did the whole Disney writing thing that they did in the 2000s. But you're literally going to take out the one thing everybody goes, "Oh my God, I'm in Disneyland," or "Oh my God, I'm in Disney World." By looking at it, you're directly staring at it, and you're like, I'm in Disneyland. I can see the castle. I'm literally in Disneyland. It was the same feeling when I walked into Galaxy's Edge when I saw the Falcon. I literally saw the Falcon, got teary-eyed, and I was like, dude, I'm in Galaxy's Edge, and I'm staring at the life-size 2-scale Millennium Falcon. That would be like if Galaxy's Edge took the Falcon out.
Yeah.
It's the same equivalency, to me at least.
It's just stupid. I don't know. If Disney does that, that's almost.
They're gonna lose so much money. Like I said, I think it's
they put in a new one. They could be tearing it down to build a whole new one just to keep up with times because there's been a lot more castles in Star Wars princesses and Disney princesses that they could put up another one.
That would make no sense.
I don't know why they would do that. That's just like a. But you got to understand, it's always falls down to some guy in marketing that don't know shit about anything. He's just a marketing genius, and he's like, "This would be a good idea," and they be like, "Okay."
I have a marketing degree, and I know better. I would do like I said. I would threaten or pretend the castle's coming down to raise ticket revenue, and then come out with a statement stating like, "Hey."
I wonder how much Disney World or Disney in general makes off of theme park visitation.
So much.
Stupid.
Because every time
amounts.
you go there, it's freaking packed to the. I don't care what day you go, it's packed.
It's
They're
always
like, come
packed.
on a Tuesday because it's not going to be that busy, you liars. Shit is packed every day.
Like I said, having a marketing degree, like I understand, like this would be a ploy to be like, oh, we're gonna tear the castle down, and ticket revenues like skyrocket because everybody wants to see Cinderella's castle before they tear it down, and then they do a press release saying, hey, for the you guys showed so much love and support, and so much pain for the loss of this, we decided to just revamp it, repaint it, and keep it here. That is what I think Disney's doing.
I would make it gold.
That would be kind of cool, but it would be really hard to get the lights on it. And
they got enough money, they could just gold plate the entire castle, just have a giant gold castle in the middle of the park. That would be crazy. Be dope. It'd be like Pimp My Castle.
Oh my God. Calm down, Exhibit. Calm down.
All right. Let's see.
All right.
What do you got, Garrison?
I got 3. So the first one is there's rumors that Bad Batch might be delayed.
Yeah,
Again?
It's supposed to come out September.
No, they delayed
Yeah,
Andor.
it's supposed to come out September 28th, but when they released like the September 22 releases, like all the shows coming out, Bad Batch season 2 was not in it, so it's probably going to be delayed, as well as Andor. So that sucks. The next thing I saw,
Andor was supposed to come out like August 28th, wasn't it, or August 21st or something, and then they pushed it back to September 18th.
Yeah, unfortunately, which totally sucks because I don't know. I'm excited for Andor, but I'm not too keen on Andor and Bad Batch running at the same time.
I'm
So
not
I wouldn't
either.
be too upset if Bad Batch was postponed until like November when Andor ends.
Well, it'd just be better because then you'd have stuff running concurrent
Yeah,
instead of trying to run it
exactly.
all together. Because you'd have
Exactly.
Bad Batch. Because what is it? Bad Batch comes out, then Andor comes out. Andor
You
comes
would
out,
literally
then
have
the
to go
Bad
Bad
Batch,
Batch Wednesday and then
Then-
Andor Fridays.
and then
Yeah.
push,
But something
push a
that
little
does-
bit. Then what? Mandalorian's supposed to come out in March, I think. Then something like
February.
March,
February.
and then you got Ahsoka coming out right after that, and then probably some other animated series because they're gonna release an animated series somewhere in
Yeah.
there. I already know that they will. I don't know if it'll be Bad Batch season 3 or if it'll be another animated
I
series.
think it'll be that Tales of the Jedi thing that we, the Dooku and the Ahsoka thing.
Yeah, but that's only
If
gonna
they
be
do.
like 6 episodes and they're like 15 minutes long. So I don't see
Well,
that
and
being like
I
a
see
big
them
running-
doing that. I see them doing that to just keep us content. Because
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's gonna
talk
be
about
something
it.
that's gonna be something like they might do in between like Bad Batch and Mandalorian. But I think that they're gonna come out with another animated series other than the Bad Batch next year or 2024. I have a feeling that they're gonna come out with something else.
Do you know something we don't know?
No, I just have a gut
Sorry.
feeling. I just have a gut feeling. There's just something that's telling me that Bad Batch is like a perfect, but they need something that's going to come out that's going to be like after.
Well, they're talking about doing Vision season 2.
Yeah, but Visions is not like canon. No, it's Visions is just like it's not the same.
I would
think
be
that they're
game
gonna
for a
come out-
what if.
I think that that would be dope as hell if they would actually do a what if, but I don't think they're ever going to do that. I think
Saw
that's
the
just,
popularity they got off of the Avengers one.
Does all the delays kind of give you concern though? Because it seems like a lot of Star Wars stuff keeps getting delayed. Does that worry you at all?
well, I think you got two things. I think that the delay of the Bad Batches because that's just you tell. So basically, you tell the fans, okay, we're going to be dropping these. Roughly, they're going to be overlapping each other. So everybody's like, oh man, now I got to figure out a time to watch 2 episodes, blah, 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 which is not a real problem. Most people can make time to watch the, Andor and then turn around. But then you're taking away from one of them.
Right.
But it gets everybody talking. Like, oh man, we're going to have so much Star Wars, everybody's talking, and then they push it back, because now they don't need the hype anymore. Because now it's built up the hype on the two different series. So then they can push back one of them and say, you know, we don't have to run them concurrent. And then everybody's like, oh, that's cool. They're gonna do it like concurrent, and then it'll run into the next whatever the next thing's coming out. So we ain't gonna have no gaps. But just to get everybody talking about, because you're going to get a lot of people that bitch like, oh, man, I ain't got the time to be watching two things. That sucks, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you really got the time. Anybody, 2 hours, an hour and a half, or whatever the series or whatever the episodes run, you know, people have the time.
Oh,
but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it gets people talking. And negative publicity is still publicity. I mean, negative publicity got Donald Trump in the White House. So, you know what I'm saying? It's still the same. So, like I said, once again, it all falls back to whoever their marketing people are and what they decide to do and how they do stuff. But you got to think, what Obi-Wan was pushed back. It might have only been a day, but it was pushed back. And then you had Andor was pushed back. Now the Bad Batch is pushed back. So whenever they push back, it's kind of like a reoccurring thing. So people don't get as upset when they say they're going to push something back, because it always happens. So
what are you talking about, dude? I'm livid as hell. I'm tired of waiting.
I don't, you know, honestly, it's not going to bother me. I'd rather have it pushed back to after Andor anyway, because then it can run concurrent. Like, give me like a week off, you know what I'm saying, to soak in Andor, like the whole series, and then start Bad Batch, and then I can go right from one
I was just
piece of
talking
Star
about the
Wars to the
delays
next.
in general.
And if it was me personally, I would give it like a month. I'd give it like at least 2 weeks to a month, so people can really get out all their opinions about Andor, all of, you know, the free publicity that they're gonna get from like our show and all the other podcasts and everything. That's just so much free publicity to talk about our thoughts and our ideas of what the series was. You know, give about a month and then start Bad Batch. Run Bad Batch for however long Bad Batch runs, and then literally give a couple weeks to a month and then start The Mandalorian. And then a couple weeks and then, you know, in a couple weeks to a month and then start Ahsoka, and then a couple weeks in a month and start The Acolyte, you know, and then you can constantly keep stuff out and constantly keep us engaged. That's going to drive more revenue than anything, the constant engagement. And then you give us time to really, so they can, and plus, if you're doing like market research, you're going to be looking at those things and you're going to sit back and, you know, you could really sit back and say, okay, this didn't do too well. We might not want to waste the money in doing a season 2, you know, or this did really well. Everybody loved it. Let's start on the season 2 right now. That way, this time next year, we can be coming out with season 2. And then I think one of the greatest things that they did, and which it sucks, but look at the anticipation that The Mandalorian is having, because it's not coming out. You know, we are used to The Mandalorian. Season 1 came out, a year later, season 2 came out. Then they have this big gap, and it's just building up anticipation for season 3. Like, what is going to happen? Everybody wants to know what's going to happen. So they were real smart about doing that, and it's something that George Lucas showed 20 years. The anticipation that built up in 20 years to bring out, you know, from Return of the Jedi to the Phantom Menace. I mean, shit. He sold so many damn tickets for the Phantom Menace that it was freaking crazy. I mean, that shit broke the box office. So, I mean, I could see why Disney is doing the thing. It's proven tactics that work. So, and then it keeps engagement. So I can see kind of why they're doing it. But I mean, I wish that's how I would like to do it. If it was me, I would literally put like 2 weeks to a month where they could get some feedback from the fans and get an idea of, you know what I'm saying, what do the fans really like? Should we waste money on doing a season 2, or should we just leave it where it's at? Agreed. Because it's free marketing. They don't even have to do anything. We'll tell them. All they got to do is take, 100 people, stick it on watching all the podcasts, watching all the things, looking at Twitter and Instagram and stuff, and they'll know whether or not they should do a season 2.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got 3 more real quick.
Yeah, then you had 3 to start with. You already said.
Yeah, and then I found another one because you talk a lot. I'm just kidding. So the next one. All right, really quick. John Boyega said he's done with Star Wars.
Can I?
Oh, what, CJ?
So I hate to interject. I know this isn't Star Wars related. I'm gonna let you finish, but I got a funny story that just happened.
Because I'm a dumb bitch.
But I'm glad this. Yeah, see, they can say it, but I say it. I'm gonna get my ass beat. We talked about this, Kyle. But after your point, I want to say a funny story. It'll make everybody laugh. So
Okay. So John Boyega is done with Star Wars.
Yeah, we knew
Said
that already.
He's at this point. I'm good off of it. Yeah, but he does never want to come back.
There was a before you move on. There was a thing. Actually, him and who was it? What's the Oriental girl that works in or did Kelly Trans? She said they got both made comments on Instagram or Twitter. One of them, I was reading some article about it earlier, and they both got mad because everybody stuck up for Moses Ingram, but didn't nobody stick up for them. Like y'all just some hateful ass people.
What do you mean? Okay. The next one, kind of going back to Andor really quick. I found this article. I think you'll like some of it. So the producer and the writer for a lot of it, Gilroy.
Yeah. Tony Gilroy.
Yeah, he said some cool stuff. He's like, okay, so he's like, I wanted to do about real people. So far, the Star Wars made all this about the royal family in essence. It's been great, but there's a billion other beings in this galaxy. There's plumbers and cosmeticians, blah, blah, blah. What are their lives like? The revolution is affecting them just as much as anybody else. Why not use Star Wars canon as a host organism for absolutely realistic, passionate, dramatic storytelling? And then he says, never fan service. It's never cynical. It's always meant to be there. It's always protein. It's never icing. And the best part that I really like, he says, after he read the script, or Kyle Solar, who plays Cyril Karn, I guess, he read the script and it was completely different from what I expected the Star Wars script to look like. I had to flip back and look at the title. No, this is Star Wars. I just felt like, wow, this is incredibly grown up, gritty, and messy.
I thought your favorite part was going to be it's protein, not icing, because you like the gym. So
yeah, I like because one, it's protein, not icing. Everything's meant to be there. It's a meticulously thought out. There's not going to be these cheesy, stupid scenes that we get a lot of time with Disney. Everything's going to be thought out. Everything's going to contribute. Everything's going to be meant to be delved into. Everything's going to contribute to the overall theme, which I really like that.
I read another article where Tony said that when they were getting the music. So they got a producer that's like really big right now. This really looks up to John Williams, and basically he's like the number one producer right now for music, and he did the music for it. And he said it's music is new, the scenes is new, everything is new within Andor, but it's still Star Wars. So when I read that article, I was like, dude, that's like they made their own place inside the franchise, but with something new. And I really appreciated that when I read that. I was like, dude, that's what we want. That's what we've been wanting. We want something new, but
I just want something gritty. I want something dark. I want something that says, yes, this is Star Wars, but this is what it really looks like. This isn't the dialed down kid version where the kids, like a 5-year-old, can go and watch it. I want it to be rated R. You got to have a damn adult with you. I want it to give you fucking nightmares. Like, I want you to be like, yo, bro, I hope I don't ever run into a situation like that in a movie, nonetheless.
I'm excited for a gritty, realistic, and deliberate show. And that's what it seems like it's going to be. So, okay, I'm really getting my hopes up for this one, guys.
Okay.
All right, and then my last piece of news, George R.R. Martin, everybody knows him, the writer of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
They just had that House of Dragons come out, had like 10 million viewers. Anyway, they in an interview with the Wall Street Journal, they were talking about like, where do you see this going and all that stuff. He said what he wants to do, he wants to have something akin to the Star Wars model by the time it's all settled. Right?
So basically, he
wants movies, TV shows, spin-offs, books. Like
he wants
that's
Game
where
of
he's going.
Thrones and that franchise to be as big as Star Wars
Be as big
franchise,
as
which
Star
is
Wars.
possible.
It won't.
Right.
It
Well,
won't
no,
be as
Game of
big
Thrones
as
is
Star Wars.
freaking huge, man.
Hold on.
Shit, I know
Hold
people
on.
that freaking love
That's-
Game of
that's
Thrones.
a
They will
big
argue
ass
to
coming
death. They
from a
worse
guy
than
that-
Star Wars fans.
Hold on.
Hold
It's
on.
a big ass coming from a guy that hasn't even finished writing his books yet.
I mean, it's possible. You never know. Shit. I mean, think about it like this. Look how big Dracula is. Okay. All the shit that Dracula, the franchise of just Dracula. Dracula is freaking huge. And, you know what I'm saying? At one point, George Lucas said that he wanted the Star Wars franchise to be like the Dracula franchise. This is when, it was new and, all that. And he surpassed that. So, I mean, anything's possible. In Game of Thrones, they have a huge ass following. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, my sisters and shit, a bunch of people. I still ain't ever watched it. I ain't ever even watched one Game of Thrones. Not one episode yet. I haven't watched it. But everybody tells me it's like one of the best things that they've ever seen. So, I mean, I could see it going. But, I mean, that's going to take a lot of work. And it's going to take a lot of years. I guarantee that people would never thought that, Star Wars would be as big as it was back in 1977. And then look at it now.
Well,
so, I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
I want
Even
to kill
though
this.
ILM makes all their shit, so it's still...
Right.
I don't know. And then he actually referred to Star Wars a couple more times in the interview. So it just seems like Star Wars is like one of his big
Inspirations.
Hey, that's
the case. Game of Thrones could be dope.
If you're gonna set your goals high, setting them up against, Star Wars, that's a pretty high goal. So you're gonna have to work your ass off to get there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad place to set your goals as if you really, have an idea of what you want to do. I mean, to set yourself as the Star Wars franchise. I was reading. It wasn't an article. It was like some it might have been like this a bio or not a bio, but it was some shit. It just popped up on my thing, so I was reading it, and they were like comparing Star Wars to Star Trek. And it was like Star Trek is always trying to compete with Star Wars, but it always fell short. And it's just because Star Wars didn't it was almost like Star Trek tried to overwhelm with all the different spin-off series, with all the different, movies, and, they never gave it a break. They never, let people build up anticipation like George did with Star Wars. And that's what made Star Wars one of the greatest franchises of all times and one of the most money-making franchises of all time. And then it all goes back down to ILM. George Lucas created ILM. ILM did the special effects for all of these other shows. So it's kind of hard to compete with Star Wars. It really is. Because when ILM does all these other shows, well, look at it like this. You have Star Wars, which is George Lucas's baby, but you also got Indiana Jones. You know what I'm saying? And when you have Indiana Jones, that's a pretty good sized franchise, but it's still always going to be under the Star Wars banner because ILM did all the stuff, the directing, the writing, everything was done by, you know what I'm saying? Everything was done within Lucasfilms. So it always is in the shadow. Same thing with Star Trek. ILM did most of their special effects, so it always is going to fall short to Star Wars. Now, can Game of Thrones get up there and be that point? I mean, they could do pretty good. Look at the Harry Potter series. Look at, you know what I'm saying, the Lord of the Rings series. These things just exploded and got such a big fan. But look at fucking Twilight. Jesus, Twilight had fucking cups in McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? All kind of shit. And so, I mean, it's definitely a possibility if they keep them type of things going. But they're going to have to do a lot of work to build up the 50-year or 45-year expansion of Star Wars, the way the Star Wars has kept it up for over the years. They're going to have a lot of work to do. Good goal to set, though.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
Yeah, the only thing I had was John Boyega, because the one I was reading is basically he was complaining about him and Kelly Tran basically mad that
Right.
everybody stuck up for Moses Ingram and didn't stick up
Well,
for them like that. I didn't even
John
know John
Boyega-
had anything.
John
Who was
Boyega-
mad at you, John Boyega? I don't remember.
John
needing to
Boyega
stick
wasn't
up for
getting
you.
death threats and racial slurs thrown his way. The only thing that happened is that he was taken off the damn poster in another country. Yes, is that messed up?
No.
But that's not our politics. That's not our country.
Yeah.
We cannot control what they do there. We
The
can
shit
make
that
it
John
here.
Boyega got came from Disney and the writers. It didn't come from the fans.
Like, I didn't ever hear anything bad about either one of them. Like, I don't
Well,
even remember.
everybody
Well,
bashed
personally, I
on.
thought-
Everybody
I know about the
bashed on
poster.
Kelly. Well,
I know
everybody
about the
bashed on
poster,
Kelly's acting,
but she was a
and,
terrible actor. I mean,
Oh,
her
yeah.
acting just was garbage.
She wasn't the best.
Well,
So
I didn't
it
like
was-
the sequels, but I liked Finn. Finn was probably one of my favorite characters in the sequels. Finn and Poe.
And what the hell
I
is
didn't
he
like the
saying? His character's a Lego character that's getting the Force. Shut up! They might bring you back. Don't screw the pooch. Like
I don't.
You're
think
gonna
he
bite the
cares. I
hand
think
that'll
he's pretty
feed you
done with
again.
it.
Like, I would be I wouldn't be so much upset if I didn't see him again. But if I didn't see Poe again somewhere in Star Wars, yeah, that's gonna kind of irritate me. I like Poe is one of my favorite characters in the sequel trilogy. Without Poe, the sequel trilogy doesn't have
Yeah, but
one
I'd
leg
rather
to
have
stand
Poe
on.
not exist than have more of the sequels. Like,
Well,
no.
as long as they
I'll-
keep the sequels, like they're the sequels, I can keep pretending they don't exist. Don't add to them.
So I want to tell this story before we decide to hop off here. So Tori decides to text me something, but she doesn't send it to me. She sends it to our daughter's counselor. Do you guys want to
shit.
know what she sends?
Oh,
Do you want
my
to fuck
God.
after the
This is-
show?
This is no. We don't have to do this after the show. I'm doing it live right now. I'm doing it live right now. So, first text. After you're done with the podcast and get the kids in bed, can we get naked, eat cheesecake in bed, and watch Phantom Menace? Sorry, my sister-in-law was sending those to her husband. Her phone died. She panicked and threw my phone at me.
She sent that to the counselor.
Yeah, our daughter's counselor.
Wow.
She wants to have naked time, eat cheesecake, and watch the Phantom Menace. So her counselor, Squeak's counselor, responds. She's laughing, and Tori's like, "I'm so sorry." And Squeak's counselor's like, "It's funny." Tori's like, "I mean, it sounds like a good time, but damn." Squeak's counselor's like, "She had me at cheesecake."
Wow.
Dang.
Oh my god!
I've done
Literally,
that
she comes
before.
in. She's like, "Babe, did you get my text?" I'm like, "My phone's dead." She's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "What'd you do?"
That's hilarious.
I've done that before.
Our 3-year-old's counselor. She sends that to our 3-year-old's counselor.
Wow.
Naked time, cheesecake, and Phantom Menace. Can anybody ask for a better night after a shitty day?
Wow.
Oh my god!
Naked time, cheesecake.
In the Phantom Menace.
Well, on
Lisa
that
ain't as
note,
bad as-
I'm
Lisa
gonna
ain't
log
as bad
off
as
so
me
I
and
can
my
get
wife.
some naked time.
Right.
Lisa ain't as bad as me and my wife because it's bubbles.
Bubbles.
Bubbles. You
Oh,
need to
like
pop a bubble.
Ah.
You got
Okay.
a bubble that you need to pop. That's how we
fair.
let each other know.
You guys have an incognito thing. That's neat. I used to
don't
call
know
it
why.
hanky panky. I used to call it hanky panky time, and Tori didn't really like that much. So I just call it naked time.
Naked time.
It's just straight and to the point. So
And Garrison's that's what, babe, you want to fuck? That's it. He's at that beginning part of the
Yeah,
marriage.
you wanna-
so
you wanna
can still
practice?
say things like that. Babe, you want to do it? Let's do it.
I don't
You
even
know
have to
what I'm
say anything. I just look at her and she's like, "I got you."
I look at my wife now. She'd be like, "I'm gonna smack the shit out of you. Better leave me alone."
no, Tori does this. Tori does this shit. I'll be like
Don't
looking at
touch me,
her,
I
trying to
got a
like catch her. Right. No, I'll be looking at Tori and I'll be like giving her that look, and she's like, "What the fuck are you staring at? You don't stare at me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you a signal. You don't need to look at me. Why can't I look at you? Because I don't want you to. Well, you're pretty. I don't care."
Yeah. You
Just
done
like
got
every
past.
time.
You done got past that honeymoon state.
Oh, drastic.
That
Even
was
though your anniversary was like 10 days ago, so
Yeah, you still in the first like 3 years. You're in the honeymoon state. It's after
Really?
that. Then that's when it goes downhill.
okay.
Then about 5 years, you wonder why the hell you got married. Then about for 5 to 10, it just sucks. And then after 10, then it starts getting better again.
Wow, seems like
Yep.
I have a lot to look forward to.
Oh God, don't sound so
Fuck you.
depressed.
Just kidding.
Damn,
It's
Garrison,
all right.
don't sound depressed about that
I'm just
one.
playing.
It's okay. It all worked out in the end. You just got to push through all that bullshit. Once you push through it all, then like now, me and my wife is great.
And just know, babies don't save marriages. That is not the fucking solution. God, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I know some people it may have possibly helped the relationship, but it does not save the marriage. You're just gonna bring another life into it and cause a lot more issues. And then us men like to go through this thing called a custody battle, and we lose 90% of the time. So, my tips for the day: don't make a baby to save a marriage.
Clint said you just date them forever. Like, yeah, some women will get tired of that and be like, either we get married or you hit the road, Jack.
Well, what are you talking about? Gene Simmons and Shannon Tweed. Gene Simmons was dating, look, they were boyfriend, girlfriend for almost 28 years before Shannon finally was like, you need to marry me. And then he pushed it for another 10.
My mom and dad were together for 38 years. They were only married for 4. 34 years. They was like, we was a bunch of bastard kids and didn't even know it. Like, my mom used his last name and everything, and they never even got married.
Damn.
Ever. They got married 4 years before, like, it was basically because my mom passed away when she was 60. They had been together for 38 years. And 4 years before my mom passed away, they got married.
Damn.
They just went to Vegas one day and got married because they had never got married. Like, what?
I mean, that's a way to do it.
That's genius.
It's better. It's better than like knowing somebody for a month and then going to Vegas. I mean, you at least you spent my mom
sure.
and dad. My dad was just lucky that my mom was around. Like, my dad's like, I'm just happy to be here, just so I can point that out. I'm just grateful, like I'm still here. Like, thanks for the opportunity.
All depends, like. Me and my wife was together for 8 years before we got married. But the only reason we was together that long before we got married because my ex-wife wouldn't sign the divorce papers. Me and my ex-wife was married for 13 years, but we was only together for 5.
Jesus.
Literally 8 years she wouldn't sign the papers. Like, I even tried to bribe her with money to sign the papers. Like, just sign the papers, I'll give you money. She wouldn't do it. But finally my wife now went and talked to her, and then she signed the papers. We got it. Like, literally, I got a divorce in January and was married in July. Or June. We got married in June 29th, I think.
You better remember that. Shit's quiz questions, man.
We're old. Like, none of that stuff really matters. Like, it doesn't. Like, if I forget to get her a card or, some flowers or get her something for my wife don't care shit.
Tori's like that. Like, it throws me off because, like, our first date, we went to the fair. Like, our first date is literally our first official date is coming up. The anniversary of it is this Saturday. And
Clint, you're right. And it costs you way more than $300 to get a divorce.
Yep.
It's $300 to file it. Once you get done, you done spent a lot more than $300.
Yep. No, but like, I was like, oh, let's go and play fair games. No, I don't want you spending money on me. How about we go get a turkey leg? I don't want you buying it. This is a date. That's the point. That's why I have money in my wallet. And she's still like that.
Me and my wife do date night like once a month. We go out.
We do too. Yeah, Tori and I do that. We'll go to Texas Roadhouse.
I'll tell my wife, I'll be like, let's go out to dinner. And she'll be like, okay. And then we sit at home and watch Flash or, Black Lightning or Star Wars somewhere. We don't even leave. We get some popcorn, watch a movie. We leave. The most that we do is, and it's probably my fault, I'll be like, let's go to the movies. And then it don't even be date night because we invite everybody. We invite my oldest son and his girl, and my youngest son will come, and my sister-in-law, and everybody. We'll just invite everybody, and it's just like a big family thing to go. Most of the things that we do is family things. It'd be like the whole family. Like, let's have a barbecue, and the whole family comes over. Like our whole family.
We have a date night. Like you guys, every month we try to go to a different steakhouse around the area. We haven't changed the steakhouse in like 4 months. Well, because like I'm really picky. Like, you fuck up my steak, you will never see me in your establishment again. Like, I'm pretty cut and simple. And if you don't cook Tori's steak right, oh man. I thought she was gonna make this.
Well done.
No, rare. She likes the shit mooing.
That's how I like my steak. I want to be able to. I want to cut that mug and the blood run down the plate, run down my arm. That's where all the flavors at in the blood. I'm just.
Well, and that's the thing.
That's
Like
that
I'm
dark side in me. It's that carnivore.
Well, like I'll try their medium rare to see how they cook it, and if I don't like their medium rare, I'll try their rare.
It's just that's where all the flavors at.
Yeah.
You probably But I don't know.
Medium, it's not rare is a little too much for me. I like medium rare.
Well, it also depends on the cut of steak too.
Yeah,
different
and
cuts
that's
of
where
steak
I'm at.
I do
True,
different.
That's true.
Because
like if I'm getting Wagyu, if I'm getting Wagyu, I like it rare. If I'm paying $60 for a cut of steak, I want it to taste good. I want all the flavor. I want it rare.
There's some.
The only thing I don't like about steak
tastes better, like a little bit.
You
more
spelled steak wrong, Clinton. I am a steak connoisseur.
Hey, Clinton, I still spell it like that. It's steak, damn it. Just like you steak a vampire, it's steak shit. But like the only thing that I do not like about steak, because like we got a steakhouse here, this G&D, it's called G&D's, and they got some pretty good steak. But it's so damn big. By the time you get to the end, it's cold, and then it gets all chewy and shit because it's so freaking big. Like, dude, y'all need to go heat this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all stiff now.
Bring the steak out in portions. Like, give me a third of it at a time.
So
but it's good.
We have this place
also
called
$40 for a freaking steak, like shit.
Well, we have this place here called Indian Creek Steakhouse, and they get like local ranches that bring in their cattle and stuff, and they have a 25-pound steak that you can.
That's freaking huge.
Well, it's 25 pounds. You can request how it's cooked.
Wait.
And if you eat it,
hold on. 25 ounces?
25 pounds.
Dude, that's like the size of my freaking desk. That's like a small child.
Yeah, it is.
Shit.
So this thing, you have 2.5 hours to eat it all, on top of a oversized baked potato and 3 rolls and a drink.
And then what if you eat it all? You get it for free.
Yeah, it ain't worth it.
Yeah,
I'm
not eating 25 pounds of steak. There ain't no way in hell I could eat. It's 72 ounces. That's only like 3 pounds. Tori called you out.
It said 25 pounds, woman.
Maybe 25 pounds of food. A 25-pound steak is freaking huge.
The world record for meat is 360 ounces in 45 minutes. That's only like 22 pounds. That's the world record. There's no way.
Nobody's done it though. Like, you know how most places will have like that wall of photos of like completions? This place don't got any. Nobody. I know people have tried it but have never completed it. So you're probably
a 72-ounce steak. That's freaking a lot. That's fucking. Let's see. What is 72 ounces? Let's see. 16 ounces in a pound. 32. That's 4-pound steak. Is 70. That's still a big ass steak. Like you go to most places, it's like 10 to 16 ounce steak. Like most steakhouses is like 8 to 16 ounces. 72 ounces, that's 4 pounds of steak. That's a lot of freaking steak, man.
Well,
that's
and they give you like,
steak.
so here in Idaho, we have these oversized, like we get really big potatoes, and what they do is they separate those from the normal ones.
Ohio.
We are not the potato steak.
Make potatoos.
We do onions, damn it. It is such a misrepresentation.
All the sacks and all the damn stores is lying on y'all.
Yeah, it's false advertisement. And I'm sorry, I could turn around and probably sue the state for that. You know that, right? I probably make a lot of money for false advertisement. The guy sued Red Bull because Red Bull didn't give you wings. So I could sue the state for misrepresentation. But it's a big potato. That's, I guess, the 72-ounce steak. Whatever.
That's still a big ass
steak. And it's a big ass dinner roll. Like they showed a photo of it. It's huge.
4 pounds. Fuck.
That would be huge though.
You scared me so bad, CJ.
I was really thinking like 20. That's bigger than my desk. My grandson weighs like 25 pounds. He's huge. Like Jesus. That's a big ass steak. Oh, he's getting yelled at.
She called the steakhouse at 7. She called the steakhouse and got a confirmation.
She called your ass out.
Pause this podcast.
She straight up. She came in. I heard her stomping into the room, and I muted my mic. She's like, "I just called Indian Creek Steakhouse. It's 72 ounces." I'm like, "Whatever, woman. I don't care." It's a big ass
Right.
steak. It might as well be 25 fucking pounds by the size of it. They literally have.
That's 5 pounds less than your son.
Yeah. That's a lot. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a big ass steak.
That's a big ass steak. It's literally. My son's got 5 pounds on this piece of steak.
That's why I was like, my youngest grandson is like probably a good 25 pounds, and he's 4
You're
months
probably
old.
gonna, by the time you eat all that
My
food, though,
grandson
you're
is
probably gonna
huge.
shit out a 25-pound steak.
My grandson is huge, man. I was talking to my daughter last night, and I was talking to my oldest grandson and my youngest grandson, and I'm looking at my oldest grandson. I'm like, boy, Jesus, you are fucking giant, man. Why? Who? Your dad ain't that big. Why are you so damn big? He's 4 months, and he's already like over half the size of my 4-year-old grandson. Like, Jesus, you're freaking giant.
Well, Cass he's 4 pounds lighter than his sister, and he's 1.
And
I don't know
it's
what it is
crazy.
with these COVID babies, but they're different. They are a different breed.
Star Wars team leader said the Yukon Steakhouse used to have a 96 or 2 Jeeps. Freaking 96. That's freaking big, man. Jesus, man. Ah, man, I wouldn't even want to try to eat that. That shit would hurt. Like, I have a problem like taking down like a 20-ounce steak. I don't think I could even get close to eating a freaking 5-6 pound steak. Jesus. Could you imagine like
attempt it?
That's like a half a freaking cow ass. You know what I'm saying?
There was a place in
Jesus.
Idaho Falls that had this burger. I think it was like a 4-pound burger, something like that. I mean, and you have to eat it in an hour with the fries and the milkshake. You don't get a soda, you get a fucking milkshake.
I'm not.
And you have
I'm
to do
not
all
doing
of
it.
it.
We used to have this place when I lived in Denver, right outside of Denver, in the city of Aurora. It's like Denver's like right next to Aurora.
Yeah.
And they used to have this place called Giant Burger. And this wasn't like no special. It was like all their burgers was like the size of plates. Like, we used to go in, me, my mom, my dad, my little brother, we'd go in and order one burger and then cut it in 4s because it was so freaking big. And you could still barely finish it. The fucking burger was the size of a fucking standard plate like this. Like, dude, what the hell? And that was all their burgers was that size. They didn't have like a little burger. That's still a lot, Tori. We understand it's a lot. Just say a lot.
Get you some meat sweats. No, I was looking at it because she was looking, like, when we went on a date night a couple weeks back, and I'm reading it on there. I'm like, I haven't eaten all day. I wonder if I could do this. And then, like, I was reading the description, and it was talking about, like, you know, the famous Idaho potato, but it's like almost a pound of potato with sour cream, butter, bacon bits, and all this shit. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna struggle. It sounds good, but it doesn't. I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah, that's another thing, man. So after this inflation shit all happened, like, we go to G&D's. It used to be you get a 20-ounce steak. It was like you get a steak, potato, and then a vegetable, and it was like $29. Now, because of inflation, it's just like $49. And I'm like, I'm not spending $50 on a freaking steak, man. Like, I love steak, but I don't love it that much. I go buy some lobster. You know what I'm saying?
I will pay $50 at Indian Creek due to the fact that the money goes to a local business and a local ranch that produces.
I don't give a shit where it goes to. I'm frugal as hell. I'm cheap as fuck.
Addison and I, on our honeymoon, went to a place where just the steak by itself, it was like a 6-ounce steak, I want to say, 6, maybe 8-ounce steak. Just the steak, no sides, was like $96.
Man,
where the hell did you go?
When we was in Arizona, we went to that damn Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh, Rodizio's.
No, it's not Rodizio's. It's another one. It's out there. Okay. It's out there in Scottsdale.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And that shit, it's like $76, and then they bring shit around to you and they cut it off with a stick, and then they give it to you. And I was like, dude, I'm not spending $76 on this. I bought a salad for like $30. I was mad as shit about that for the freaking salad bar.
There's like a cheaper version of that called Rodizio's, and it's like,
yeah, I've been to Rodizio. They have Rodizio in Denver.
Oh, okay.
But they don't like this freaking, like, I don't remember the name of that place. It's where my daughter wanted to go for a graduation. So it was like 100 of us went to this damn place. But I'm in there and I'm like, dude, I am not spending $76 on a freaking plate. Like, kiss my ass. I got the salad bar and I was still mad about that. And that shit was like $30 for a salad bar. I said, man, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, that's too damn much. I get mad. I get mad. I went to Taco Bell I went to Slim's Chicken. So we have a place out here called Slim's Chicken. I don't know if you guys got that.
We have one in Boise. Yeah.
So we go to Slim's Chicken. I bought my wife, my youngest son, and me, and it was $40, and I was bitching like a mug. Like, what the hell, $40? You know how much food I could have bought from, you know what I'm saying, Walmart for $40? You know, I could have fed me for 3 days for $40.
But no, like, I like doing it because it supports the local ranchers and our local business that's family owned and has been around for almost 75 years. I will do that any day, but I won't go to like a Longhorn Steakhouse or a fucking just a Texas Roadhouse and pay that.
You know, it's crazy.
Like, it's bad enough. It's bad enough when I go to Texas Roadhouse with Tori and I'm spending $110 on 4 beers and 2 fucking plates of food. That's bad to me.
It's hot. It's hotter than 1,000 menstruating whores on a Monday in this damn studio. I'm sweating like a mug.
Our AC broke, so it's like 80 degrees in the house right now. It's bad.
But I'll tell you, you know what bothers me? I think it bothers my wife too a lot. Because I'll spend $10,000 on a freaking camera. But I don't want to spend $40 on some food. She's like, why don't you want to spend $40 on some food? I'm like, because it's going to turn into shit anyway. So I don't like spending money. It doesn't appreciate with value. It just goes down the toilet.
And if it's just a normal date, like, it's not even a date, it's just going out and eating. Like, yeah, but no, if it's just like a normal night and you go out and spend that money, it's like, bro, I could have went like to Winco or to Walmart and bought that same steak and made it the way I wanted to and have the sides that you don't sell with it and
so
probably still save $10-15.
So I literally can go to the store and for $13 I can buy enough food for me to eat lunch every day for 2 weeks for $13. And if I get a little bit for $20, I can eat for 2 weeks and I can have, because I make wraps for lunch. And then I'll take like grapes and oranges. If I spend $20, I have grapes and oranges and then I'll make a wrap. And that shit, I can eat every day for 2 weeks. For 10 days, because there's 10 wraps and 10 tortillas in a thing. And I can make enough wraps to last me to do 10 days for $13. And if I get grapes and oranges, then it's 20. And I can eat a good lunch every day. And shit, I could probably eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I wanted to for $20 in an entire week. That's how frugal I am. I will find the cheapest shit ever. But you want to know something? Ever since I got MS and I got to eat better now, I got to eat all healthier and shit. Why does healthy food cost 10 times the amount of regular crap food? Why do you pay more for healthy shit than you do for crap shit? I do not understand that.
They want us to die faster eating the shitty food.
You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't it be smarter to charge less for the good food so people will live longer so they'd spend money longer? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get that. Like, literally, man.
Because you know how they get you? They get you with the medical bills. I feel like
I think they're all in cahoots. All right,
yeah,
we've been on here for an hour and a half. We've been talking the last 30 minutes about steak and food and shit.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I'm hungry. Yeah,
yeah, me too, because I haven't ate dinner yet.
Yeah.
All right, so we will see you guys Saturday. We might have a guest. I don't know. We're waiting on him to respond back to us. So we will see you guys then. May the force be with you. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to LSR. If you've enjoyed the show, consider subscribing so you can be notified when new episodes are released. If you would like to be a guest on the show or just want to give us some feedback, feel free to email us. You can also reach out to us on all major social media platforms. LightSaber Radio is produced by Pickfilm Media and is a Swaycast original, starring Kim Lanise, Garrison Turcott, CJ Elliott, and Kyle McDaniel. And don't forget to join us next time for more adventures in a galaxy far, far away.